All right, good evening, everybody. Happy Monday. It's 7 o'clock. Going to go ahead and get right into it. Welcome to another episode of God, Greed, and Guile.
That's right, I said it.
Today, guys, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the crimes that David's committing using religion, really, and how he's hiding behind the curtain of religion to get away with the crimes. So let's see here. Let's start with tax evasion, the biggest one out of all of them. Okay, this organization, this cult organization is what it is, you guys. David E. Taylor, Michelle Brannon, their whole organization has failed to file taxes since 2017, okay? Their tax ID number from Joshua Media Ministries International has been revoked by the IRS already. All right, I've checked into it. It's on the IRS database. That tax ID number is 331174241. So what they're doing is using this tax ID scam number to jump around. Basically, it's a big fucking mess, everybody. It really is. If you peel apart the tax ID numbers, there's 4 different tax ID numbers for David's organization.
Don't call him David.
The next one, the Resurrection Media Ministries is the first one they've bankrupted, okay? Then they got Joshua Media Ministries. That one's revoked. Now they have Kingdom of God Global Church, okay? Here's where the big tax scam comes in, everybody. This is the biggest one. The fucking tax scam that they're committing. Now, if you and I were to do this, check this out. Man, we would be fucking hemmed up. Our houses would be taken. Our cars would be seized. Assets, bank accounts, our fucking wallets would be seized. Our phones would be seized. Everything. Everything the government would fucking own at that point. But here you got David, right? The church, right? This cult who's pulling a fucking tax exempt status, running bullshit college mill scams, scamming VA pensions from old people. All right, and I have proof of this. Let's see here. He's laundering the money through real estate, using the 501c3, and now they have a real estate holding company under Joshua Media Ministry International, LLC. And here's the thing, people, the fucking state DAs and the state attorney's offices are signing off on this shit. That's the weird thing about it. Then you have, Then you got a corrupt law firm by the name of Winters and King Associates, right? Who also represents Joel Osteen and some of these other really shitty fucking preachers out there. Paula White. I'm still looking into a couple others. They sent me a cease and desist to tell me to fucking stop talking about the tax scam that David's creating using the 501c3, right? How fucking corrupt is that?
Don't call him David.
Don't call him David.
That's right, I said it.
That's right, I said it. So we have David using religion, right, to basically create these huge scams.
Your opinion is a lie.
And that's exactly what he's doing, everybody. He's using religion, okay?
Your opinion is a lie.
Your
opinion is a lie.
He's using religion, basically, to create these huge fucking tax scams, everybody. It's all there for everybody to see. This is why I file fraud against him, is because he's committing fraud against the system. Again, now put yourself in David's shoes. Regular old blue-collar worker, fucking hard-working, tax-paying, middle-class America. What would happen to you? Ask yourself that question today. If you were pulling the same shit that David was, what would happen to you? Being a middle-class, blue-collar worker. Would you get away? Would you be shown the same amount of courtesy as David is?
Your opinion is a lie.
The deposition, everybody, let me talk about that real quick. The deposition, he was just a witness in a divorce case, everybody. Everybody asked, why the fuck wasn't he thrown in jail after that for lying under oath? Well, because, the way the system works, it favors the liars. It really does. It favors pieces of shit like David. But honest, hardworking, good-standing, upholding, law-abiding citizens, taxpayers of America get fucked over. Again, if I was laundering money to this extent through a business,
I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal.
If I was doing this through a business, man, oh my God, I would hate to know what would happen. Wouldn't you? What do you guys think would happen? Phone line's open, 314-492-3356. If you want to call in, talk, text, talk shit to the channel, that's fine. This is an interactive channel, and I urge everybody to get involved in the conversation because it needs to be had. This is a cult, and the thing is that how David's doing this He really is. He's using religion. And again, I've talked to a lot of pastors in this, guys. Like real people of the church who are qualified, educated, nothing. They're fucking a million steps above David for sure. I mean, anything's a step above David. But some of these people who actually have had experience with David have come forward and said, hey, this has gone beyond Christianity. It's gone beyond religion. It's gone beyond any kind of doctrine that anybody's ever really seen at this point. I mean, he's running multiple fucking tax fraud scams against the system. He's doing mortgage fraud, tax evasion, you name it, it's there. He's going through basically the list of white collar crimes, wire crimes, mortgage fraud, tax crimes, everything. The works, guys. This is why I do this. I'm filing fraud. I urge everybody to check out the fraud reports on my channel, David E. Taylor, Full Frontal Exposure. It's on YouTube. I did update some fraud reports, so if you guys want to get involved to help me file fraud against this piece of shit, you can. People say there's nothing you can do. Yeah, there is. You pay your taxes, right? I do. I pay the shit out of my taxes. You can file fraud against a corrupt organization. There are forms for that in the IRS. There's one called a 13909, and there's another one called a 3949A. And they're both on my channels. They're both filled out. All you have to do is print. So you just got to put your name in the bottom, really, and the date you filled them out, and that's it. Stamp them, or stamp it, put an envelope, stamp it, address it, and send it off. That's the only way. People, listen up. Listen up. This is the only way that you can file fraud against a tax-exempt organization is through the mail. You can't just send them one report either. I'm going on a year. I'm going on a year of sending these reports out. People ask why I do this too. Is because nobody else is, and people want this guy in jail, right? And again, the law is going to hold him to what the law is written, right? The law can only hold him for what's written. All the religion and all the theology aside, you got to look at the crimes here, everybody. The deposition was the tip of the iceberg, right? That exposed David, put him on the map with everybody, okay? Now there's people out here digging deeper. And I have a couple interviews on my channel, on my YouTube channel. I recommend everybody go look at them. They're fairly new. Within one we just did the other night, and one was about 3 or 4 days prior to that. And they're both about hour and a half, 2-hour interviews, and these are from ex-members of this cult that saw everything that was going on. Saw physical abuse, emotional fraud, the works, guys. You know, these people were taking fucking like baths in a sink at this cult headquarters in Taylor, Michigan. Not feeding the staff. EBT fraud. That's another one he's doing. EBT fraud. Okay? Let's talk about that. The EBT fraud. So what David has his cult members do prior to becoming members. First he has them sign an NDA. A non-disclosure agreement. Which I have sitting right here stuck to my wall. There's an NDA he has them sign. And what he does is he has them commit crimes. Right? Under this NDA. And what that NDA at that point, listen up everybody, that NDA becomes immediately null and void and invalid. That NDA will not hold up if anybody's listening. Okay, that NDA is straight bullshit. It's just there to make you feel afraid. Okay, so David uses an NDA and then makes his cult members commit crimes, right? And they're white collar crimes. They're not like violent crimes or anything. You guys check it out, but check this out, guys. There is human trafficking going on here. And I've been pointing that out for the last month or so because the dynamics are all there for human trafficking to be taking place. Got numerous mansions, numerous big mansions that are all no doubt there's call centers in some of them where they're running their phone scams, okay?
I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal.
He's got to have all these centers set up to run his call center scams out because that's his get down. Facebook, get them on the phone and then solicit deposits to their bank account so they can fucking launder it through real estate, right? Then tax evasion, the works, everybody. Let's see, what other crimes? Okay, so we can talk about the human trafficking, okay, for sure on that one. Because what he's doing there, right? What he's doing there, I could go over the definition of human trafficking again. It's on the DHS.gov website. That's where I found the information. And when you look at the DHS website and at the tactics of David's cult, the human trafficking element is definitely there. All right, coercion, false hope, forced labor. You know, you get them there, brainwash them, fuck them over, and then leave them high and dry. That's all the dynamics of human trafficking. There doesn't have to be sex to be involved in trafficking. Okay. Is there usually? Yes, because that's usually one of the control tactics, okay? But however, when it comes to human trafficking, okay, there's forced labor, okay? Forced labor, it can be when they're compelled against their wills, or fraud or coercion. The use of force, fraud, or coercion. And that's what David does. He uses coercion, right, to force these laborers. And David, when you hear David talk on his videos online, he calls them laborers too, right? It says right here, fucking forced labor, right? That's what David does. Puts these people on the phone 12, 13, 14 hours a day. Hey, you got to fucking get deposits into my bank account. We're not going to pay you, but this is what you got to do. Let's see here. That's on DHS too, guys. That's what the DHS is. That's forced labor. And it's a real thing. It's a real thing that's going on. David's doing it. No doubt. No doubt. Well, and the thing is, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. The government is scared. Check it out. When Scientology was going to get audited by the IRS, what happened was Scientology started sending death threats out to the IRS agents. So they closed the fucking investigation. Our own government, guys, our own government backed out of an investigation from Scientology because they were fucking scared. That's some all-out bullshit, right? A tax-exempt organization that we know is doing some really fucked up shit to people, government won't touch them because they were sending death threats to the IRS. I've had death threats on this channel. You know what they're going to do? Not a fucking thing to me, man. They're not going to do a goddamn thing to me. This cult isn't going to do a fucking thing to me. Winners and King Associates that sent the cease and desist isn't going to do a goddamn thing to me because they're in on it. They're in on it. If they're not in on it, then they're just fucking dumb and they haven't looked into their client, David E. Taylor. And I for real, guys, I got a cease and desist sitting on my wall. Basically telling me that I can't talk about shit on my YouTube channel. And they said, basically, if you don't take your YouTube channel, you know, you could suffer punitive damages at least, and, you know, for attorney's fees and all this. You know what I told those guys when I talked to them on the phone? Tell your client to go ahead and fucking sue me then. You know it's not happening yet, guys? I have not received one more letter from that attorney's office. You know why? Because David's not going to sue me. Because he's not going to... What he doesn't want is all of his records. Hang on. If David were to sue me, it would force another financial discovery, which would fucking force a financial audit, no doubt. Because once they started opening up all these books on this asshole, it would just be a never-ending fucking paper trail of fucking scam. It really would. It would take years probably just to do the audit on his books to get it ready for court. That's why he's not going to fucking sue me, because one, he's a piece of shit. Two, he's fucking hiding and scared, okay? That is where David is right now. David is scared and hiding. That is it. He says he's in shutaway.
I need to go back into shutaway because God told me I need to be a longer consecration.
Yeah, fucking right, David. Yeah, right. You're lying, you're scared, and you're hiding like a little bitch, dude. That's what you're doing. You're hiding. You're scared. So stay in hiding. The IRS fraud reports are going to keep coming. I just sent more out today. I do that happily, everybody. I take 15 minutes out of my Monday to do that. That's all it takes right now. Once the new forms should only take everybody about 2 minutes. 2 minutes, everybody. Back to the scams, the lies, the fraud, the crimes. So we talked human trafficking, tax evasion by the fucking numbers, man. He's using so many. He is just blatantly scamming the IRS. That he's become. It's like almost he's become a compulsive scam artist. He's in too deep right now to back out, because if he backed out right now of the scam, I mean, he would have a lot of shit to answer for. If David were to drop, since David's tuck and tail right now, everybody knows on the channel too what that means. David's gonna tuck tail right now and run and hide like a little girl in a corner. He's gonna tuck tail. That's where he's been. Well, he's been sick and hiding, really. He's been fucking probably in bed for the last 6 months, sick as fuck. We know that. I know that for sure, that he's been sick from sources, okay? And that's coming from sources who were there in 2016 and were worried about his health then, okay? They were worried about his health in 2016 because he eats like a fucking slob. uses the cult member deposits from their EBT cards, no doubt, to fucking buy his lavish lifestyle. They were having live lobster, everybody, delivered to this cult at one time. Just a little piece of information there. So David's using the donors' deposits. They're not donations. He's using the members that he's scamming, the cult members that he's scamming, to buy these mansions, traffic humans, run call center scams, forced labor. It's the work, guys. And what all got us here, guys, was the deposition. The deposition is what brought us all together. That's it. Had we not seen the deposition of David E. Taylor, nobody would know who the fuck this clown is. I think we all would have eventually found out. But not the way we all found out, through the deposition. Sorry.
I can assure you I'm not doing anything illegal. Your opinion is a lot.
So David's been on the scene for about 30 years, okay? And it seems kind of earlier on he was kind of doing a all right job. Then once he got a taste of the money, it's like it turned him into a fucking demon, man.
Your opinion is a lot. So what I'm saying to you is accurate.
David is indeed, guys, a false prophet, a scam artist, a fucking con artist. David's not even a false prophet. He is a false prophet, okay? But he's a scam artist. He's a compulsive scam artist. Con artist. He's financially abusing the elderly. What else is he doing? He's definitely physically abusing the staff members. No doubt there's some sexual abuse in there, whether it's verbal or whatever the case is. Definitely there's going to be some sort of, there's definitely going to be psychological abuse, religious abuse, spiritual abuse, the works with this. Guys, this cult, check this out. This has gone beyond Jim Jones, guys. This has gone beyond Jim. You look at the dynamics of David's cult.
That's right, I said it.
And this has gone beyond Jim Jones. Really has. This is something none of us have ever seen. Not this day. Not this day and age.
That's right, I said it.
What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Really. Leave your comments in the comment section below, because this is going to go up on YouTube and Twitter. I'd like everybody to tune into this. This is an active cult. The cult of David E. Taylor, Michelle Brannon. So we got the two people in charge, David E. Taylor and Michelle Brannon. Those are your number 1 and 2, right? Then you got Joseph Bush, who's probably going to be 3rd in charge. Tony Bastianelli. Then you got Ashley, Steve Smith. There's a whole ring to this cult, you guys. There's a whole inner outer ring, a little circle, so to say, of people that are helping David with his crimes. I'm past the point to where these people don't know what the fuck is going on. These people know exactly what's going on. And these people are definitely in on the scam. And if they're not in on the scam, they're either too dumb or they're just brainwashed beyond a reasonable doubt that they're too dumb. I don't want to say they're dumb. Pardon me. Let me take that back. They're not dumb. That David has them so brainwashed that they don't see the scam.
Don't call him David.
Don't call him David. Michelle, you're in on the fucking scam too. You're hiding behind your high little walls, Michelle. Nobody's seen your ass since David's fucking shit show birthday last year. Oh, but you David E. Taylor, he's the greatest in the world, and we just love you, Apostle. You and fucking Kathleen, they're fucking stroking David's ego, man. It's disgusting, Michelle. Disgusting what you and Kathleen did last year with David's little fucking birthday shit show. David's such a great healer, Michelle. Why the fuck didn't you heal your shoulder 6 months prior? Huh? He's a great healer. Why did it take so long? And David E. Taylor. if you're listening here, you sack of shit, listen up. I got a challenge for you. I got a big fucking challenge for you. If you're such a great healer, David,
Don't call him David.
I want you to go to St. Jude's Hospital, okay, you sack of shit. And I want you to start at the top fucking floor, and I want you to walk into every single fucking room, David, and I want you to heal every single cancer patient child in there. Every single fucking one, David. Since you claim to be this great fucking healer, you piece of shit, go do it. Go do it. I don't think you can. I know you can't, because you're not a fucking prophet or an evangelist or a healer or any of that. Catherine Crick, if you're listening too, you sack of shit, I'll pay you $1 million fucking dollars, Catherine, if you go to St. Jude's and you heal all the kids out of that church, out of the hospital, okay? You guys are claiming to be these great healers. You too, Benny Hinn and you fucking Creflo Dollar and all you guys. You guys claim to be these great healers. You guys go to St. Jude's and you heal all those kids. Okay? First one that does gets $1 million. $1 million, okay? I don't think you guys can because y'all are full of fucking shit. Especially you, David. Don't call him David.
Don't call him David.
The ministerial thing? Yes, where I teach leaders. We may work out of our little home or, so we take laptops. I'm sure. Be direct and specific so I can answer your question.
Sir, that's why I was suggesting you not interrupt me so that I could finish the sentence and you'd be real clear what we were asking.
Okay.
Okay. Taking a drink of my drink here, then you guys get some little bits there. That was Colleen Renee. She was the lawyer who originally deposed David, and she's a fucking beast. Okay? You guys, I did email her. Everybody asked me if I did. For anybody's listening, I did reach out to her initially, never got anything back, guys. Okay? I'm pretty sure she wanted to leave that right where it was.
Don't call him David.
If Colleen was birthed for one purpose on earth, it was that fucking deposition. It was that deposition and that deposition alone. She did brilliantly. That was executed perfectly. David, she roasted your ass in that deposition, dude.
Don't call him David.
Back to the crimes. Okay, so now we've talked about the, I definitely for sure elderly abuse, financial elderly abuse. He's scamming the elderly, everybody. That's what David's doing. That's kind of one of his bigger get-ups right now. Scamming the elderly, scamming divorcees, and scamming widowers. And fucking Joseph Bush even said it in one of his sermons one night. All you widowers and divorcees out there. So now David, fucking Mac Daddy fucking David, Mr. fucking Gigolo with the fucking haircut like a fucking toilet seat, is now running love scams against women. No bullshit, guys. I'm not lying about this. Michelle has actually set David up to go fucking sleep with women.
Don't call him David.
I can only imagine what that's done for Michelle's self-esteem. Like, after David's been in bed with Michelle, David's out double dipping and all these other, like, sleeping around with all these other women. And Michelle's probably standing back. It's just probably destroying her fucking her image. Michelle, get the fuck out, man. We know you were being physically abused.
That's right, I said it.
That's right, I said it, David.
That's right, I said it. That's right, I said it. That's right, I said it.
Don't call him David.
Crimes. What else is there? Let's see. The tax crimes, that's the biggest one, really. I'm going to go ahead and start tying it up. I was going to go crazy long tonight. I wanted to keep the content short tonight. I know I kind of went off on some rants there, but really, David's using religion to get away with huge crimes, everybody. He really is. And any legitimate pastor out there, right? Any real pastor out there that sees the wrong in this should be standing up against people like this. What's funny is it's not funny. It's ironic, I guess. I've had people come on my channel who are true believers in the faith, tell me I'm obsessed with the guy, ask me why I'm doing it, and I'm like, well, because you're not doing it. And it even says in the Bible when there's people like David that we're supposed to stand up and speak out about it. Like, hey man, this isn't right. There's something over here going wrong, right? But again, I don't see anybody. There needs to be more people paying attention to this. I'm looking at this cult from a very common sense, a very legal standpoint, because I know for a fucking fact there's crimes being committed, and they're using the church to commit the crimes because the government is scared of the fucking church. Look what happened with Scientology. They got scared because Scientologists were fucking sending death threats to the IRS agents. At what point is that okay? Last time I checked, that's a felony. You don't send death threats to IRS agents. If I was going to do that, I would get a knock on the fucking door from the government. If I was to send a death threat on one of these fraud reports that I send to the IRS, you guarantee I'd be getting a fucking call from the government or something. They'd be knocking on my goddamn door, everybody. They would.
Don't call him David. Don't call him David.
David E. Taylor, piece of shit. So, let's see here. Crimes that... Man, there's so many being committed here, guys. If anybody wants to see this guy stopped, all right, there are tax crimes being committed, big ones. David's potentially setting himself up for a RICO case. Definitely. This has RICO written all fucking over it, man. When you're doing wire crimes, tax fraud, you know, everybody knows what RICO is. It's a racketeering court, man. And those courts, when they go to court, they usually don't lose. And David E. Taylor, okay, David.
Don't call him David.
David E. Taylor is in fact running his cult like a criminal organization. It really is. Where he's the fucking ringleader. David E. Taylor, David.
Don't call him David.
You are the ringleader of this criminal organization, right? So he's the head of that snake needs to be cut off. Not literally, right? But figuratively. Once they cut the head off the snake of David, then that whole fucking cult will tumble. Again, I urge everybody to go and listen to the interviews on my channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure. They're long interviews because it's a lot of information that these survivors are putting out about David's bullshit.
Don't call him David.
That's right, I said it.
This is a cult, everybody. It's gone beyond cult. It's gone beyond Christianity, and it's gone beyond any kind of written doctrine that we've seen. And the thing is, these survivors that have come forward recently, they say, what church do you walk into and all you fucking see is a picture of David E. Taylor? There are no pictures of Jesus up on in that sanctuary any fucking where. It's all David. And this is coming from the survivors saying, yeah, you walk in there and it's just pictures of fucking David everywhere.
That's right, I said it.
I mean, David...
Don't call him David.
There should be pictures of Jesus up on the wall everywhere, not you fucking narcissist. I mean, really? David, that's what you resort to, is you gotta have pictures of yourself up because you think you're better than Jesus when you're not, dude. That's the funny thing about it, everybody, is David legitimately thinks that he's better than Jesus, that Jesus needs his help with everything. When he came out recently on his last shit show videos to say that he was okay, he basically said,
Oh, well, I need to go in a deeper consecration because Jesus, I need to tend to Jesus.
It's like, get the fuck out of here, David. Jesus doesn't need you tending to him. Jesus fucking, kicked you under the fucking oven when he made you, dude. Jesus didn't complete you, David. That's the problem. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, I urge you to check out my channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure on YouTube. I do weekly content there. I am kind of taking a break this week just because of some events that transpired last week on on one of the phone calls, actually. Those phone calls can be pretty intense sometimes. And I urge you guys to listen to them. Be your own judge. Be your own judge about it. Be your own judge about what these people are saying. If there's any survivors out of these cults, or any cult, not just David's, you guys are ready to start talking about it, check out my channel. It's a safe place for you guys. We know, check this out, everybody. We know, all the people that are in cults out there, listen up. We know you guys are scared to go to the government. We know that, and it's okay. That's why we have these channels, is so you guys can come out and talk about it without being scared. This channel is open to survivors of cults. and anybody that's ready to start deprogramming and get out. My channel on YouTube, it has survivors of other cults that are sharing their stories as well, that are openly sharing their stories, talking about the tactics, how they're abusing them, mind manipulation, thought control, reformation, taking their money, forced labor, huge crimes going on here, guys, and the government's sitting back with their head up their ass. That being said, you guys have a good Monday. Thank you for following. Thank you for listening. Again, I was going to keep it kind of short tonight. I didn't want to really talk about too much. But really, the crimes, guys. David is committing a plethora of crimes. White-collar, crimes against humans, things like that. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're doing this, guys. There are crimes being committed. Push the religion aside, everybody. All right. Again, I'm not against religion. Let's keep that clear. I'm not against it. I definitely believe religion has a good spot in society, 100%. But the second it becomes abusive, like David is using it, sexual manipulation, mind control, getting to their money, saying he's a faith healer when he's none of the above. David E. Taylor is nothing more than a lying, compulsive scam artist. He's taking VA benefits too now, I just found out. So if there's any veterans out there listening, I urge you to file fraud against this piece of shit, because he's fucking taking VA pensions now from old people, from old disabled veterans. That fucking ticks a nerve with me, because I'm a fucking disabled veteran. That shit hits a fucking nerve with me real fucking quick. You got this fucking piece of shit, David E. Taylor, out there scamming VA pensions now from people. Look what happened to House of Prayer Christian Church after they were scamming VA pensions from people. Didn't end too well, right? Check out my channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure on YouTube. Hit that like, share, and subscribe when you do. You'll see who I am over there, and there's a lot of content over there. More about David. Once David's done, I do plan on moving on to the next cult or whichever one our group decides on as a unit. So it's not just David. David's the first to fall. David's going to be the first to fall. And then we're going to move on to the next one. So, that being said, you guys have a good Monday. Have a safe drive wherever you're at, if you're listening on the road. And, again, check out my channel on YouTube, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie.